Hi, my name is Kelly Ross, and this is a learning short. And today we're speaking with Colin McSween and Brad Blair of 3SI Corporation. And Colin, he's the regional sales manager for the western side of Canada and the western region of Canada. And Brad Blair, he's the bureau chief of the law enforcement division. We'll be talking about that area a little bit later in our conversation. First, Colin, can you tell me a little bit about 3SI? You've been around this company for a long time. Perhaps you can give me an overview of what 3SI is and its history.
Absolutely, Kelly. Great to chat with you again. 3SI is a 50-plus-year-old American or North American-based organization, which started working with smoke and die packs with financial institutions in the U.S. Had a great deal of success over the years with our die pack product and our smoke product, and that's morphed through the advancement in technology into covert GPS tracking technology, which we embed in products like products both for retail, financial, as well as police services. Our products are meant to sit covertly with other similar products on the shelf or in jewelry cases in this example, and be part of any product that's taken during a live event. We've worked across many spectrums. We work with most of the big five. Well, we work with all of the big five banks in Canada, most of the large U.S. financial institutions, as well as many credit unions, both in the U.S. and Canada.
And yeah, that's spectacular. And, there's obviously connection between robberies that would happen at banks, robberies that would happen at jewelry stores, and how those events will unfold. In the respect of jewelry, we're always, at Jewelers Vigilance Canada, we're always looking for unique threat mitigation devices or techniques and tools and that kind of thing. 3SI it has unique products. Perhaps, Brad, can you talk a little bit about, at a high level, about the products and how they work?
Well, certainly, Kelly. And just for the record, I just wanted to say that 3SI's unique symbol when you see it. And for your listeners, the 3 S's are safety, security, and service. And the I stands for innovation, which is something certainly that we're always looking to develop our products and work with our customers to ensure that the devices that we do provide meet their specific needs. And so we have a range of different devices that we use in covert situations. Not only do we provide them to financial, commercial, retail, but we have devices that are specifically designed and provided to our policing partners, police agencies. So we cover a broad spectrum, as Colin has already identified, of who we work with. So really, whatever issue that you may have, we more than likely have a device that can be designed or altered to fit your application. And our R&D department is also looking for new opportunities. So we enjoy the challenges that our customers bring to us in terms of meeting their needs to ensure that, first of all, we provide deterrence. And secondly, when there is a situation, we provide to the police not only a starting point, but eventually an end point. And I think that's really key to the success that we've seen.
Absolutely. That's just it. And I love the idea about innovation. We know that criminals and the tactics are always changing and evolving, getting better all the time. And so the threat mitigations have to keep moving in lockstep with that or moving in front of it. And this is the kind of products, from my understanding, that keep us ahead of criminals in that respect. So, looking at this in another perspective, Colin, maybe you could shed light on how it works. Like if an event were to happen, how the actual devices would work in terms of solving the crime.
Yeah, absolutely, Kelly. As I indicated earlier, our products are meant to blend in the natural environment, if you will, with other retail or financial products that are on the shelf or in safes. We maintain a couple of different zones, if you will, within a retailer's environment. We have back house and front of house. So we have products that may sit within a locked safe environment. So, if there's a theft of the safe or contents from a safe, we may have a product embedded within those products. We also have devices that will covertly sit amongst the display, if you will, such that if a robbery occurs and our device detects 60 seconds of continuous motion, it activates. We use a number of different communication protocols, GPS, Wi-Fi, cell. That signal then is transmitted back to our 24/7 US-based tracking center. The tracking center receives the alert based on the instructions that the client has given and working with our law enforcement division, the response protocols that have been set up. Our tracking center engages the relevant police agency.
Yeah.
We contact the operations center or real-time crime center with that agency, log them into our web portal so that they can actually see in real time, or their dispatchers can see in real time exactly where the device is heading, the speed that it's heading at, any turns, any location information, any of those types of relevant pieces of information are again displayed real time so that the dispatcher can then instruct the responding units in order to intercept, stop, arrest, and recover the individuals and recover the assets.
I just love that. It's brilliant because the covert aspect of it means that nobody knows what it looks like. Nobody can figure that part out, and the ability to recover the loss in an event like this is absolutely material. This is the side of it that can make or break a business going forward, the loss of a significant amount of product that may or may not be insured. What a spectacular threat mitigation device. Earlier, Brad, I was interested in what you said about the law enforcement division when we were talking just before. Can you tell me a little bit about, and everybody here, a little bit about the law enforcement division of 3SI?
Certainly. And from a security standpoint, Kelly, I think it's really unique that 3SI offers this, that we have 24 former policing professionals situated within our company across not only North America, United States and Canada, but also in the United Kingdom as well. And I think that's a real differentiator in terms of the 24 police officers that exist, former police officers. We have a collective of close to 650 years worth of policing experience among us. And I think that's a real differentiator in terms of supporting customers, but also supporting the police in their response. We understand their world. We understand the difficulties they may have. We understand what they may need. So we still believe in that confidentiality that we have as former officers in terms of dealing with police. And we have that unique position to be able to talk to them at a level that they understand. And not only do we provide service in supporting the police, but we also supply service in supporting the customer so that they better understand what the police will expect. So it's really an integration. But also at the end of the day, when required for court, who's going to testify, you're going to have that sort of wealth of experience that exists within our law enforcement division to provide that support to ensure the positive outcome that we all seek in terms of dealing with this. So we've seen the benefit from it. I've seen situations where we have a former officer from a very prestigious unit within Ontario that has solved 2 bank robberies by looking at the information that's presented on a daily basis. When we see the activations of our devices, he was able to put the same person responsible for both bank robberies in 2 different parts of the province of Ontario, being investigated by 2 different police services. He was able to connect them and advise the police services, hey, on this one, you may want to work together because I think it's the same guy. And sure enough, it was, and an apprehension was made. So that's a real, you get that sort of set of eyes on this from that perspective, but there's very few things the 24 of us have not seen. And in this situation, that's a great differentiator. And also, in terms of the crime analytical piece, I think that's really helpful in terms of being able to see things, notice the sort of MOs that are occurring, and then working with the police agencies responsible to sort of direct them in the right area so that they can be as efficient as they need to be. As you know, policing resources is a huge issue right now. And not only are they investing in technology, to assist and increase their capacity, but it certainly helps them when the general public, the people out there running their business are investing in technology. Also, it just really closes the circle on, the type of response that we all want to see and the type of outcomes that we expect when these types of crimes occur.
Yeah, that's tremendous. And having 24 former police officers, that's amazing. There's a lot of police agencies in Canada that aren't even that big. I have to say, but you really struck something there when you're talking about it's more than just the devices. It's more than just tracking. It's the intelligence side of it and that liaison that you have as well. It's a full package. And that is, I wasn't aware of, that element. So I really appreciate you sharing that with me. So, I guess both of you have been in policing and this field for a long time. You've seen a whole lot of things. If there was one or two tips, security tips, you would say to a jeweler, if you were to have a conversation over a cup of coffee, what would those be? Let's go with you first, Colin.
Obviously there's a number of things that make up a successful security program for any retailer. Jewelers, just by nature of what they're carrying inside their retail environment, present a unique problem and a very target-rich environment, if you will. I would suggest that good physical security, perimeter physical security, but probably more importantly is the technology that people are using within their environments, making sure that it's up to date, it's working properly, and it comes from a reputable supplier, one who's going to do what they say they're going to do and follow through on the after activation, if you will, of a device. To make sure that every effort possible is made in order to recover the assets and hold those to account who are perpetrating these crimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brad, over to you.
Well, I appreciate the question, Kelly, because I'm going to tell you from what I've seen in the past year in doing this job that I'm literally shocked at how brazen these criminals have become, and I'm very concerned about what it is we're seeing. We're seeing organized criminals showing up at these locations, typically in stolen vehicles. So they've taken the time to sort of disguise their transportation to kind of cover their tracks, so to speak. So they're putting that time in to steal vehicles, showing up in stolen vehicles, and in many cases they're heavily armed. And I think that's really been concerning in terms of seeing the amount of violence that is also occurring and how brazen they are in broad daylight to walk into jewelry stores and smash display cases without any fear, with acting with impunity, and the trauma that not only causes employees of the jewelry stores, it causes trauma to the customers, but also in the broader sense, in a mall setting, it's causing trauma to the people that are going about their daily lives shopping in a mall because they're hearing these display cabinets go off and they're thinking that gunshots are being fired. So it's very concerning of how this has progressed in terms of who these people are and how much of it is organized crime. And so their brazenness combined with their violence and the preparation that they're doing tells me that this is going to continue because there's huge profits in it for them, obviously, when they turn over products such as jewelry. Now, what we do know is that in many cases, these are the same groups. So when they're victimizing a jewelry store, now they're victimizing another location, another retail outlet, we know that with the proper sort of resources put to this, we can end that sort of crime trend by bringing these people to justice. And so through the investment of this sort of technology, it gives the police an advantage, and it reduces the amount of victimization that will come as these criminals continue to carry out these sort of crimes. So my advice is give them what they want. Get them out of your store and out of your life as quickly as you can. Give them what they want. Don't risk your life over a piece of property or a piece of jewelry. And I understand the emotional attachment to that comes with that, but give them what they want and get them out. Our technology allows us to get on them. It gives us a starting point and it gives us an end point eventually when this tracking device activates and takes us to the final location. So there's huge value to the police from that, not only from the initial response possibly, but even a delayed response, or in some circumstances, a non-response, because it gives us, as you said earlier, that intelligence that allows police to focus their efforts. And I think that's really been the key. And from the success that I'm seeing, I can tell you I'm a huge believer in this. And after 33 years of being a police officer, man, I wish this technology existed when I was out there policing, because it had been a lot of fun apprehending these types of criminals.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. That's just fantastic advice, Colin. Technology and being on top of that, staying up to speed on that, and Brad, just letting them have the product, get them out of the store. Those are two fantastic takeaways, and that takes us to the end of our program for today. So to wrap it up, I just want to thank you for sharing not only about 3SI and the amazing work that you're doing, but also your personal experiences and your insight into safety around crime in the jewelry industry. Thank you both.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.